So guess what? Even though I love Jasper AI to help me with writing as a blogger, I started using ChatGPT and I did enroll and I did pay for it. And why would I? Well, although I like Jasper, they have lots of templates. I use it all the time for my niche website. And sometimes I use it too if I have a response for some things or I need a subheading for some kind of topics and things like that. I'll use it. Or if I have a question in a list, I might use Jasper Chat. But with ChatGPT, I use it very simply and I use it for certain things. And here are 7 unbelievable ChatGPT writing secrets to help you boost your blogging, right? Because these things totally help me that I use, even though, like I said, Jasper is my main AI writing tool, my main assistant. I love ChatGPT for those quick things, those quick ideas to help me with certain aspects of my blogging strategy. So I want to share with you how you can leverage ChatGPT so that you can boost your blogging productivity, your blogging income, your blogging strategy overall so that you can gain more traffic, more subscribers, more comments on your blog, because doesn't everyone want that on their blog? All right, so the first ChatGPT writing secret is to make it write in a woman's voice or tone of voice. I don't know if you know, but a lot of the output that I get from ChatGPT, although it's jargon and fluff, it reads robotic, but almost like a man. It doesn't have any little flares of feminine touch. And so you can make it write like a woman if you give it the right prompt. Something like that. It doesn't have to be this exact prompt, but you do want to make sure that you're adding what you want ChatGPT to be, which is a mom blogger, what you want it to write about, which is about using email service providers to gain a hardcore audience, and what kind of tone of voice you want it to have. Now, even though I said you're a mom blogger, if I didn't put a TOV, it may not spew what I want. Sometimes when I do this, it adds too much flair. It adds too much femininity, not enough of just the voice of a woman. So we'll see what this does. Isn't this awesome? I love this. I hope your morning was filled with smooth school runs and spill-free breakfast. Okay, who am I kidding? I spilled my own coffee this morning, which is so true, honestly. So between the diaper changes and play dates, I had this eureka moment. Remember how we've been chatting about how to take our mom's blog to the next level? Drum roll, please. Enter email service providers. Isn't that cool? So even though I didn't say this is a blog post, this is an email, I didn't give it that specific thing. I just wanted to prime it to get it ready to talk like a mom blogger. I love the way that it's fun, that it's not too frilly, that it has some nice emojis stuffed in there. Very reader friendly for the mom bloggers. Now, this is something that I can put in an email. I can use some of this copy, use the emojis, and have this as a nice little email, maybe leading into a YouTube video or to a longer blog post, right? So I can say, what the heck is a ESP, you ask? I may not use this term. It's too general for me, but I might just say, wondering what an ESP is, and then I would write. So I would definitely change some of this to fit more of my tone of voice. This is just a tone of voice of a mom that's a blogger kind of thing. And I think it does a really good job. Versus if I did this without saying that tone of voice, let's just copy this, do a new chat, and let's just see if it's a different output without writing that tone of voice. Okay, so you can see here, totally different tone of voice. It's more technical. It's more teaching moment. Today, I'm diving into a topic that might sound a bit techy at first, but I promise you by the end of this post, you'll be itching to jump in. If you've been around for a while, you know how much I love sharing secrets to help mamas thrive. Today, it's all about email service providers. See the difference there? Even though they're using, ChatGPT's using like mama, using lovely mamas out there, jump in, a little bit things like that. It's not from a woman's TOV. Tone of voice, right? It's not from that. So I really like how this version is. It really aligns with my audience of mom bloggers, I feel. Let me know in the comments below if you think this resonates more with you, if I were to write something similar like that in an email or even as a YouTube script perhaps, versus something like this, which is a little bit more, it doesn't have a lot of, personality to it, in my opinion. You might like this. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not unreadable. It's not that engaging. It is split up into a list. It does have good information, right? So that's something to consider if you want to use something like a woman's voice. All right, the next ChatGPT writing secret is to have ChatGPT write as you. Now, this can be hard if you're not well known, if you haven't been on other podcasts, if you don't have like a big presence online. It's going to be hard to find your writing voice online. Since this is only up to, I think, ChatGPT has information up to 2021, maybe 2022, but generally up until 2021. So in that case, what you can do is have a snippet from your blog and then have it learn about it. So I'll show you what I would do. Although I have other ones here, this one might be a better thing here. I sort of like this one too. So this little snippet, let's see if it can understand how I write with this little snippet here. I'm going to start a new chat and I'm going to ask ChatGPT, please read this sample of my writing. Elna, when you are done reading it, reply with only ... All right, so I'm giving it its instruction. You don't have to add please, but this is just how I talk to it. Read the sample of my writing, Elna Kane from twinsmommy.com. So you would say, read the sample of my writing, your name from your blog. When you're done reading it, reply with ... I need to prime it and get it ready for the next questions. And I'm going to add the excerpt here. Now, tell me about this writing and give me how it reads in terms of flow, engagement, word usage, and conversational writing. Something like that. You can decide how you want to have ChatGPT analyze your writing, but this is what I want to see, if it knows the flow, the engagement, the word usage that I use, conversational writing. All right, so for the flow, your writing flows quite naturally, with each sentence leading to the next with clear context and structure, starting with the description of the home, transitioning to the emphasis on the happiness of the toddlers and yourself, and finally introducing the main topic. All right, I use exclamatory phrases such as, but who cares, mess and all. Great, these are things that ChatGPT is noticing. Engagement level, the writing is engaging because it begins with a relatable scenario. So again, engaging. So when I ask it to write an engagement paragraph, then it knows this is what I'm referring back to. Word usage, the choice of words and phrases paints a vivid, relatable pictures like perfect Instagram home, mess and all as a colloquial expression. Great. So now it sort of knows my writing base. So then I can get it to now write as me based on this example of my writing from Elna Kane of twinsmommy.com. Give me a LinkedIn post about about having a flexible work at home mom schedule and how I have obtained a balance between work and being a stay-at-home mom. So I'm just asking it to give me a LinkedIn post. You can decide if you want a blog post, if you want sales copy, if you want these things, but LinkedIn post, we'll see what it does. So it gives me emojis, which I use emojis on LinkedIn. So it likes to have this like a letter format, like, hey there, lovely mamas, hey there, amazing moms. I don't usually use that, but I might start my LinkedIn post with, I often get asked how I manage the dual roles of being a working home mom and still keeping the house somewhat in order. I don't talk like dual roles, and I didn't give it to write like me. So I'm going to rewrite. So rewrite in the tone of voice of Elna Kane from twinsmommy.com. Let's see if it will change it. Okay, so it's using some of the terms that it pointed out in that sample. So embrace the mess, which I agree. Carve out a schedule that dances in tandem with your little one's routine. I agree. I work during their nap schedule, which is true. Yeah, I mean, all of this rings true of my brand and what I stand for. And it's written in a way that's pretty much similar to how I would write something. So I think this is a fabulous sort of prompt or an idea so that you can get ChatGPT to write exactly how you write, so that you can then prime it to write a blog post, then prime it to give you the right ideas for your audience. Now, the next ChatGPT writing secret is one of my best saved secrets. I love this one in particular. But this one is summarizing your YouTube videos into a nice blog post. It's short form because you can't transcribe a 20-minute video on YouTube. The most I've done is probably 10-15 minutes. I think the most maybe. And even then, that's iffy. So a short YouTube video into like a shorter blog post. I love doing this for Medium. Medium is a blogging platform that I love sharing just little information, little tips. I actually created a publication on Medium just for this purpose. So first of all, over on my Medium profile, I have publications here, and one of them is video content library. So this is my publication that I created, and it basically says sharing my YouTube videos to help new creators. So I've been using ChatGPT to go on my video, take the transcript, and write a compelling blog post here. So we can do that again. So I'll show you how. So I'll take this one, should you update old blog posts for better SEO? I can do this, and now I'm going to press pause. I'm going to go to the 3 dots here, show transcript, and I'm going to go to these 3 dots and toggle timestamps. And then I'm going to start where I start the information. So we're going to talk about, so I'm going to start here, and then I'm going to end where I end my last thought. Okay, quicker right here. So that is the bulk of the post. I'm going to copy that. Then I'm going to go over to ChatGPT. I'm going to start a new chat. Let me tell you to take this YouTube transcript and turn it into a compelling blog post with a clickable short headline, subheadline, headings, personal samples, and takeaways, and a conclusion. Use my voice. I'm looking from twinsmommy.com. I sometimes add that, even though this is my transcript. You don't have to do that, but sometimes it just helps make it more cohesive. So I have that. So basically you're telling it to take this transcript and turn it into a blog post. You don't have to give it a title like you're a transcriber, and it's your job to transcribe videos into podcasts and blog posts and emails. You don't have to do that. Just say, do this thing, and make sure to give it specific items in your blog post with a clickable headline, with subheadings, with personal examples. Maybe you can do takeaways. You can say to add charts if you want. You can you can have it to elaborate more on these things. You can do these things if you want, but this is the basics. So once I have that, I just press paste and paste it. Now, if it's too long, like I said, if it's 13 to 15 minutes, it won't take it. So I've been pretty fortunate with shorter videos. All right, so it does give you pretty much the title of the YouTube video a little bit, like it's a little bit different. So I usually have it ask, to give me different titles, but that's fine. So the SEO dilemma here, that's just the beginning. That's my introduction. When your blog posts don't match your current niche. And then here's why, creating new pillars, tweak instead of tossing, and then keeping old posts alive with fresh content, turning unfit posts into gold, the power of comprehensive, great. It's short. I can ask it to elaborate. We've all been there. Introductions, I usually just take on my own and write myself. But I have here, when blog posts don't match your current niche. Imagine you've been religiously blogging about pregnancy, but a few stray posts about anxiety, pet boarding, or essential oils have crept in. Do you trash them? Not necessarily. Here's why. So I might take this and say, elaborate on this point, and then it's going to elaborate on this point a little bit more. And then I can add that to this to make it a longer blog post here, right? That's all I need. For Medium, you don't have to do a lot. What I would do is I would copy this. So something like that, take away this title. Maybe I'll put that as a subtitle in Medium, which is under the heading right here. Yeah, like that. So we've all been there like this. And then I had it elaborate. And sometimes it'll elaborate too much. This is enough. I like this. It elaborate just a little bit more than this couple of 2 sentences. And then I would just copy the rest of my first iteration, because I think that's fine. I don't usually use however too much. So I would go and then just tweak the sentences, maybe add a little bit more personal examples, but for the most part, it is taking the transcript and writing a blog post for it. So it would be something like that. And then I would just link, I'd have a photo here with Medium. So something that, most people haven't seen, maybe this one. I would take the video and put it just somewhere in here. So that would be essentially it for a Medium blog post. But like I said, I would go through it a little bit more and just make sure that I have more of my voice, more examples, make sure everything is cohesive. And then I would have a call to action at the end. So I love this. It speeds up my productivity so much. I usually use it for Medium and have used it for a blog post on Twins Mommy. This one, I have a video right here. So this is the video that I transcribed with ChatGPT. And here's where I added more personal stories to make it more fit with the Twins Mommy brand that I have here. But the rest here was just the transcribing of the video with ChatGPT and giving me the subtopics. I can add more to it and things that add images when needed and just make it more cohesive for my blog. And it's long form, right? It's a little bit more longer than a Medium post. So I did a little bit more work, but I mean, I had maybe 80% of it already written and done. I just needed to add that extra oomph to make it a really good Twins Mommy blog post. So for your blog, that's something to think about is with, you know, using something like ChatGPT to transcribe a blog post. Don't think that's it. You just take it and put it on your blog post and that's the end of it. I mean, you need to optimize it for SEO. You need to tweak the introductions. Most introductions with an AI writing tool suck basically. You need to make it better and then just add more personal elements, the human touch to the subtopics, right? And then you can have a really fleshed out blog post. It's already there. And like I said, you can repurpose your YouTube videos, which if you have a YouTube channel, that's perfect. You can even think about maybe if you have a TikTok or if you do Instagram Reels, maybe taking the transcription from that, it's short, but then having ChatGPT work with it. And I have another secret that I can show you how I would go about that. All right, the next ChatGPT writing secret that I have for you is that you can get ChatGPT to help you rank your blog post better. What you need to do is you need to find the top ranking blog post and your blog post that you're trying to compete for that keyword and have ChatGPT analyze the top ranking post and what's missing in your post. So let me give you an example. Maybe blogger resources. Let's see if blogger resources is a good keyword. Okay, so Ride Rob, let's see. He's number 2. He probably has a really long blog post. Let's see if it's super long. Because if it's super long, I can't really put into ChatGPT as much. You're the busy budgeter. We can try maybe something like that. Doesn't seem as long. So I'm going to just take this top ranking post to a new chat. Here's a top ranking post for the keyword. And I didn't finish this first one. So let's see. Sometimes I won't have it do that. ChatGPT does its own thing. Sometimes you have to corral it. Stop generating because it wants to generate something. Here is my blog post trying to rank for the term resources. Okay, mine has some coding in it, so I just have to go and make sure to remove that. And then I'm going to have it stop and say, tell me what my post is missing, the gaps that it has because it's not ranking. Here you go. Your post about blog resources is comprehensive and provides a lot of valuable insights. However, it's not ranking on the first page of Google. There could be various reasons. So let's examine some potential gaps and areas of improvement. So keyword optimization. Your primary keyword is blogging resources. However, there are many variations of long tail keywords related to blogging resources. Ensure you have those, which I thought I did, but I have to look at that again. Okay, the length of my post is substantial, but consider breaking it up with more subheadings, more bullet points or images. While you have a list, consider adding more depth to each point. So for example, you could add pros and cons, personal experiences, screenshots. That's kind of nice. I like that because I don't have that. So I'm going to be more granular now and say, look at the top post example. Okay, it doesn't know what the top ranking post is, but I'm going to just say it's this one. Both your post and the top ranking post contain valuable insights, several distinctions. Tone and persona. The top ranking post has a very friendly conversational tone. The writer connects with the readers by sharing personal experience. Interesting. So it has a lot of things for me to consider to go back to that post and add those elements that the top ranking post has over mine. I thought like keyword surfer, I don't have exact experience with that, but like legal templates, I bought this and I need to put it in my, like, I could just tell more stories about that, I guess. Bluehost, the same thing. Teachable, I can share more story about this. I just put what I like about Teachable the most is that they handle your affiliate payouts. For someone not living in the US, this is a lifesaver. So maybe I can just dive a little bit more, like this was the first platform that I used and I stuck with it. I like it because of this, this, and this. I can be a little bit more forthright on that. For Grammarly, I have a whole review here. So I felt that I didn't have to be more personal, but maybe I do. So these are things to consider in my post, but I like how I can get ChatGPT to tell me what my post lacks. Now, I think they can circumvent all the hassle that I did and say, my post, can you tell me the gaps that my post has from the top ranking post? And then then ChatGPT is like, certainly I need the top ranking post. That could be a faster way to get to the what you want. So you can try that prompt out. Right now, the next ChatGPT secret involves if you have a premium subscription. Something for me that I didn't realize was that OpenAI will have beta features and you have to enable them on ChatGPT if you want to use them. So you can do that by going down to the bottom here, going to settings and beta right here, go to beta features, and then you can tick. So I just haven't checked this for a couple weeks, and there's already a new beta feature, which is a code interpreter. This version of ChatGPT that knows how to write an extensive Python code and can work with file uploads. If this is your realm, then you would enable this. So if you have the premium subscription, make sure you check your settings, check the beta features, because there could be new ones. I added this one so that there's plugins here, so I can add third-party plugins to ChatGPT. Another ChatGPT writing secret is to use something like little known facts or to elaborate on something. This can make your post more unique and it can give you the word length that you want as a blogger. So what we can do is, go to ChatGPT and I can say, give me little known facts about, the first Black woman pilot. So it will give me these little known facts that perhaps aren't that recognizable. Of course, this would have to be my niche. I just gave an example. I would have to fact check this to make sure that it's Bessie Coleman. I would have to fact check that she had some Native American heritage, things like this, where I can find the information that it makes sense and then I can use it in my content. But what I can do, another thing too, so if I'm going to talk about click-through rate as an indirect factor, I can take this and ask ChatGPT to elaborate. So here's another way to make your content longer. Please elaborate on this by using examples and stories. Okay, so with this, I want it to elaborate. I can just say elaborate and it'll elaborate, or I can be more specific, add some stories, add some examples, things like that. The Tale of Two Bloggers. Alice and Bob are both food bloggers. They primarily write about vegan recipes. One day they both decide to write about vegan chocolate cake. Rewrite into a paragraph. All right, so now it has more of like a paragraph for a blog post, and then you can go and take it and tweak it a little bit to make it more engaging. Use another of the secrets that I mentioned about it having a better tone of voice, your tone of voice kind of thing, a woman's tone of voice too. So that is a fun way that I like to use if I'm stuck on something and I need it to be elaborated to add more context. I will often jump to ChatGPT over Jasper just to get that little paragraph, that little bit of information. And then the last ChatGPT writing secret is you can transcribe your blog post if that's something that you do normally or you are trying to do to cut the time, to save time, but then take that transcription and have ChatGPT snazz it up into a blog post. So what I like to do on Google Docs, you have voice typing here, and so I can have it voice a blog post. Are you interested in learning about Instagram marketing tips as a new blogger? ? New paragraph. Well, here are 5 tips to help you grow on Instagram if you're brand new to this platform. Period. New paragraph. 1, have the right bio and title on your Instagram profile. So you can see here, it's not like it's just a stream of thoughts, but that's okay. ChatGPT should be able to hopefully figure this out. Period. If you are a food blogger or a fitness blogger or a mom blogger that helps other bloggers, put that as your title so that people know exactly what you do and what you provide for help. And then always make sure to add some more identifiers, what type of mom you are. Like, I'm a mom to twins and things like that. Number 2 is all right, so let's just say this is a stream of consciousness. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go to ChatGPT and say, here are my random thoughts about using Instagram as a blog. Turn this into a blog post with a headline and subtopics. Let's see what we can do. It basically took my random thoughts there, and that's all I gave it, but it might, yeah, that's all I gave it. So it ended it. But imagine you voiced out like 5 tips, then you would have ChatGPT have that random stream of consciousness sort of thing and turn it into more of a cohesive blog post for you, right? So I think this is something new I haven't done, but I feel like that would like cut my time a lot if I voice my blog post, not care about it being like subtopic 1, bullet list here, and just spew it all out and then have ChatGPT figure that out. I think that would be a game changer for you. So let me know in the comments below if you've tried any of these ChatGPT secrets. I want to know. I haven't seen too many people use them, so I'm excited to try at least this one, but I do have my favorite, which is the YouTube one, and the tone of voice. I use that a lot. All right, make sure you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.